I don't like how things have agendas now. It's just kind of annoying. Everyone's got to have an agenda. All things have to have an agenda. It's just I'm not for it, man. Google clearly has to have an agenda to filter search results. They want something. They want to do something, and I don't like that because you're a search engine. You have an objective thing to do. Why would you have an agenda behind that? It's like a math having an agenda. It doesn't make sense. Like, why would you? How? Like, I don't even know how to put into words how stupid I think that is. I meant to say cavalry charge, but I said cavalry hold. Things that have objective purposes shouldn't have agendas tied within them. It's stupid. It's inane. Hey, I made this dice, but if you ask it, what would even? Hey, I made this dice that answers any question, but only answers the questions I want you to ask in the first place. Like what? Like, yeah, well, it can. It knows all the answers to your questions, but only these questions. Like it doesn't make sense to me. It's dumb. I don't know how you'd even argue against Google having filtered results. It's an objective resource to use it to do something. Why would you want subject? Why would you want it to be subjective? It's something that has an objective purpose. Doesn't make sense. I had an argument with someone. I don't have arguments often on Xbox. I had an argument with someone on Xbox about objectivity and subjectivity. And this guy was not getting it. He was not getting it, man. I don't have arguments often because arguments are, I usually don't have arguments unless I only have arguments if I think I can actually prove them wrong. If it's something subjective, I'm like, whatever. I can't say you're wrong, you can't say I'm wrong, whatever. There's no point. But if something I objectively believe is incorrect, I'll argue it till I die. Unless that person's just being like, no. The person is like, no. Then I was like, oh well, you can only do so much. This guy, he obviously I'm going to be biased. So you could say that I'm showing this guy in a bad light and I'm remembering it from my side. Now all that's correct, and I really can't argue against that because I can't. And I realize that, but even if I am being one-sided, there is some truth to this. I'll tell you the objective facts, right? We played a game online, and he did not like the way I played. That's putting it very nicely, but he didn't like the way I played. So he said something along the lines of, I was I think a battery drinking, battery gurgling. I was drinking battery acid, some battery acid, because I was dumb, right? I assume. And so he says that. He says that, and he calls me pathetic as well. He calls me pathetic. He said I drank battery acid, which is kind of funny, but. And then he goes on to quote the Bible. He quoted the Bible, and now I was stunned. Like he flashbanged me. I was stunned because how can you quote the Bible and say someone's drinking battery acid and it's pathetic? It doesn't make sense to me. I thought the Bible was about being a good person. I don't think good people insult people. especially if they mess up in the game. You don't insult them. No, and I was looking up Bible verses to beat his Bible verses. We're having a Bible battle, I said, because it was funny to me, like. And eventually, after we quote Bible verses, I've never read the Bible. We would start quoting Bible verses. It was getting pretty dumb, and then I was like, we start arguing about, okay, he has a, oh my god, okay, so this is what the argument really gets into, is calling someone pathetic subjective. And I was trying to explain to him why calling someone pathetic is subjective, and he wouldn't have it. He was not having that. And so eventually I gave up on trying to tell him, but I was giving him points and points and points and points up to why calling someone subjective is pathetic. And I was like, you think calling someone pathetic is objective? And he was like, well, do you not agree with it? It doesn't matter if I agree with it or not. If I agree that the sky is green, that doesn't make it green. If you and I both agree that's on something, it doesn't make it objective. If you call me something and I agree with it, that doesn't make it objective either. You call me a unicorn and I was like, yeah, I agree with that. That doesn't make me a unicorn. Oh wait, hold on. Oh well, you get my point. You get my point. If I say I'm a building, like you're a building, I'm a building. Well, yeah, it's objective now. No. You can't call someone pathetic and say that's, oh, this is true. Someone, I'm getting a little bit too much into it. Point is that you can't call someone pathetic and say it's objective. It doesn't make sense. Someone being pathetic can never be true. But he was not getting this. And eventually I was just like, so calling someone pathetic is subjective. And he was, calling someone pathetic is subjective. He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, you're right. And that's how it ended, because I was like, he's not getting it. It's not gonna work out. He's not getting it. He's either trolling or he's not getting it. Neither way, I'm not having this. Well, yeah, you're right. I can't agree with that. Yeah, you're right. When someone's wrong, and you try to prove them wrong, we're just like, no. It's like, yeah, you're right. I can't agree with that. I can try, but it's obviously not working. But as I said, I only have arguments if I think I can objectively prove them wrong. Because obviously, subjective things are subjective. You can never prove someone wrong on that. You can try to change their minds, but ultimately, people never change it. You can never change someone's mind. Only people change their own minds. So you can try to help them do it, but ultimately they have to do it themselves. There's no point. So after we after we defeat King Orgalek, we're going to go on to the next city, or town, or wherever that is, wherever that will be. And hopefully we can try to take out the Vagirs this series. That'd be great if we could. Then that'd be what? That'd be, I can't even count. That'd be the Sarnids, that'd be the Swadians. That's 2. Gyarados 3. Xerneas 4. And Nord's 5. There'd be 5 kingdoms left, right? Yeah. And then there will be 5. And then it'll be 4. Then it'll be 3. Then it'll be 2. Then it'll be 1. That'll be us. Hopefully. Eventually. The one negative of this game is just the grindiness of it. But I think this game's like, am I wrong? It's less than 5 gigs, I believe. And for a game that's less than 5 gigs, it's definitely worth the storage space, I think. There are things in English that we say that we don't think about. And one of them is when you ask someone the question, why can't you? It sounds completely normal, right? It sounds completely fine. It sounds like perfect English. So if you separate the contraction, you say, Why cannot you? That sounds really dumb. It sounds like you don't speak English. Even though, why can't you? Why cannot you? Same thing, something completely different. And back to the guy who's called me a battery gurgling, pathetic person. I tried to show him the light. I was like, man, we can argue about what ice cream flavor is the best, right? But ultimately, we don't know. It's chocolate. I know it's chocolate, but this is a hypothetical. We don't know. We can't argue which one's the best. Even though we know it's chocolate, we can't argue which one's the best. And like that, we can't say that someone's pathetic. Like, I can call someone tall. You can call someone short. And both those things can be true to us. You know what? I'm done with that. Most people who aren't dumb would probably get what I'm saying. I don't need to explain further, hopefully. Either if you don't get it, that doesn't necessarily mean you're dumb. It most likely means you're dumb. So don't feel too bad. One thing I don't believe in is saying that you're like, some people say, oh, I'm just joking. I'll never say that, which can sometimes be pretty funny because some people that don't know you very well will talk to you, you'll say something to them, and they'll just be like, they'll just be like, they'll look at you like they'll look at you like you just murdered someone in front of them because they don't understand that you're joking. But I don't believe in saying I'm joking, so I just ask you at them back. They eventually stop talking to me. They eventually stop talking to me. It usually works itself out. And I'll often speak in oxymorons. So I could say that Blade Warband looks awful, but it's a great game. Blade Warband's an awful game, but it's also really, really great. I would love to. I think everyone should play Blade Warband, though I think it's an awful game. I can say one thing, say another, and that'd be perfectly reasonable to me. Though some people don't really get that, so you have to they don't really get that. I don't know. I never thought about it, but apparently speaking like that can be kind of confusing. Someone told me, so. Saying something's awful and great at the same time can be kind of weird, apparently. I don't know what you're talking about. Obviously, it makes sense. I'm gonna get off this horse and go on this one. My horse is almost dead. Oh. Wow. This horse is dead too. Well, this horse is dead, unlike mine. When someone says something like, when they ask you a question, like, do you believe in, and then they say a fact after it, like, it bothers me. Like, do you believe in pirates? It's just like, it's weird when someone says that. Like, hey, do you believe in rocks? It takes you back. You just, did I hear you right? Hold on, what'd you say? Do you believe in rocks? Like, that's what I thought you said, and you just walk away. In school, the school I went to at least, we were they're very, I'm not sure if this is the true in other places, but you're supposed to say yes sir, no sir at school to teachers and the principal and anyone older than you apparently. I wasn't taught this as a kid, but I was very I was kind of like a joke to the teachers because they found it kind of funny that I would speak to them like normal people, and this was weird to them. But my parents never taught me that, so I was kind of an outlier, or like a, what would you say? I was like I was just weird to them. They didn't know how to handle me because I was perfectly being respectful and polite. I was just talking the way I do, and you know it's hard to, I think it's hard to handle that. Because you have two groups of people when you do that. Like, I'm being respectful and polite to you while not saying that. So you can either be like, okay, whatever, or you can be like, it's ma'am, or it's not it's ma'am, no, it's Mrs. or it's Miss. No, sorry, nothing like that. Yeah, it's ma'am, because like if you don't hear someone, you want them to repeat what they said. You can say ma'am, or you can say sir, right? But I remember this distinctly because I didn't get what they're laughing at, but now I get it. It was like one of the female teachers said something, and I was like, huh? And it was funny to them. They're like, huh? Because they couldn't register that someone would speak to them like a normal person. It was funny. It was funny. They were laughing about it. But apparently, like, right now, I don't say ma'am or sir. I say sorry. What'd you say? I like saying that more, better, because it's my fault that I didn't hear what you said. So I like sorry. What'd you say? That's what I say, at least. Or I'll like say something polite and respectful just to get out of my way, to just get out of the whole saying ma'am or sir. That's what I learned to do. So like what would you say? Hey, did you do this? Yes, I did do that. Yes, I did do that. Like something like that. So they can't say it's yes, ma'am. So you just like, yes, I did do that. That was funny. Because there are teachers that are about that. There are teachers that are all there were teachers that were all about the yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. So like did you do this? Yes, I did do that. Yes, I did. Yes, I did do that. Ugh, I can't speak. Yes, I did do that, Miss Sanders, or what's Miss Johnson. Let's go with Johnson. Did you do this? Yes, I did do that, Miss Johnson. Like just funny to me. Did you do that? No, I did not do that, Miss Johnson. Because you're getting out of saying yes, ma'am, but you're also being respectful. That's always really funny to me. Now I'm talking to them weird, but I'm talking to them weird because they're making me talk a certain way. So of course I'm gonna talk to you weird. I don't think maybe I'm wrong. And some people will just say, "Oh, just say it, man." But I'm not part of that camp. I understand the other camp would just say it, but that's not me. It's not me, man. When I say it's not me, it's not. If I say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, I'm not talking to you like I usually would. I don't like that. I don't like not being honest in how I usually am to people. I don't like it. It makes me feel bad. It makes me feel wrong, I guess, to be the way to say it. It feels wrong. It's just like, it's like wearing your shoes on the wrong foot. It's uncomfortable, man. I don't like having to prepare new words in order to speak to you. I'm just gonna speak to you how I speak to anyone. It just feels wrong to me to do that. That's why I don't like talking to children, because I don't like talking to them in a way that it is probably really weird, but I don't like when people talk. I don't like when people talk to children in those tones. Like, I don't like when people. This is weird. I know this is weird, but I don't like when people talk to children like the children. It's weird to me. I don't like it. Cause you wouldn't talk like that to anyone else. Why are you talking like that's just how I am, man. And I know it's probably weird, but it's not honest, you know what I mean?